So next sum of our external reconstruction, the question number 44 we're going to be see here. Lala Co Limited decided to reconsider and liquidate which of the following. So Lala Limited is going to be sell their company, so their balance sheet. A new company called Bala Co Limited, that is a purchasing company, was formulated accurate the fixed asset and the stock of the Lala Limited at the rupees of a 3,40,000 and 60,000 representative the purchasing price. So before we have to find out the purchase consideration, everyone knows that equity share plus cash, it is a purchase consideration, but the new company was accurate from the asset and the stock. So we want to add this both the things and we have to find out the purchasing price, that is a purchase consideration. And to be issued 10% of the preference share and a equity share of the from the purchase consideration, we want to divide that into a two part, that is equally of the preference share and equity share. Next one, debentures realization and the creditor paid of the full settle. So it means from the balance sheet value we want to minus this value. So here they mention is a realized. So that word's meaning from the old value, the new value have to be reducted and we have to give it in. And next one, expense of a liquidation came for the rupees. So in a journal entry we have to mention this, and in ledger also we have to mention it. So close the Lala Co Limited and the balance sheet. So we want to prepare, first we have to find out the purchase consideration. Next we want to find out the realization and equity share, whether it's get shares, how they're going to be hold it on, and the selling company journal and purchasing company journal. So 5 things we want to find out from this question. Now we will move on to the answer of this thing. So first step, calculation of the purchase consideration, the fixed asset plus stock. So 3,40,000 plus 60,000, the total asset value is a 4 lakh, that is a purchase consideration. From the purchase consideration, they never given any of the liability, so it was nil. From the purchase consideration, we have to divide it as equal. There was mentioned in a question. So equally we want to means 4 lakh divided by 2, 2 lakh for the equity, 2 lakh for the preference. Next step, we are moving to the realization account. So first we have to, already you people have no realization account means for debit side the asset value we have to take. Here the asset value, whatever the items we are taking from the Lala Limited of a balance sheet. So here the fixed asset value is a 4,99,200. Next one, stock 73,500. Debentures, I told that we have a full settlement as a satisfied. From 1,13,1,000 minus 1,22,750 want to minus, the value will be the 8,250. Next, the liquidation they have given as a expenditure, so 10,710. Now the liability side, creditors, similarly they have a discount, so creditor value was a 89,100 minus 81,340. So if you minus, you will get it as a 4,760. Next one, the new company purchasing consideration. So Bala Co Limited 4 lakh. So how we got it? From the fixed asset plus stock. Now we have to evaluate which is a higher amount, the asset, the debit side getting a higher value 5,91,600. But in this side they have a different of the value 1,86,900. That is a realization loss. Now next we are moving to the equity shareholder account. So we have found the losses. The first step, on your debit side you will mention a realization account 1,86,900. Next one of the Bala Co Limited of a equity share. 2 lakh. Profit and loss account is mentioned in a balance sheet. See here, 4,12,700. Next, on a credit side, we want to mention here the equity share value. So 8 lakh. And general reserve is given in a question, that a value 12,100. Again, we want to verify the both the balance. So here's highest value 8,12,100. Again, in a debit side, we have a different 12,500. That is a balancing figure. It's called as a bank. It is clear. Next, we are moving. Why we got as a balancing figure as a bank? We are doing a bank account. So again, the balancing, again we have to move on to the creditor side that I have mentioned in a differentiate in our adjustment. So 81,340. Next, bank loan was mentioned in a balance sheet, 18,600. Next one, expenditure in adjustment, they have mentioned 10,710. And before, in equity share, we found the balancing figure. No, that we have to mention here as a equity shareholder fund, 12,500. Again, we going here. In our debit side, what we have to mention? Our debtors. So, debtors value, it was it is a debt. Sorry, it's not a debentures, it is a debtor. So how we are mentioned here creditor, here also we want to mention as a debtor. That is given in adjustment 1,22,750. Now we want to check out the difference. Again we will get it our different amount of the 400. That is a balancing figure of a balancing brought down. Till this clear? Again, once again I will repeat the bank account. See, bank account we have to taken from the adjustment and a few items will taken from the balance sheet. First, in a creditor side, we will take it as a creditor account, 81,340. Again here, debtor account, 1,22,750. Bank loan is given in the question itself, 18,600. Expenditure and adjustment, they have mentioned it. That is at 10,710. And equity shareholders was a previous and equity shareholder account. We found a balancing figure that we have mentioned. Now we will tally the both the side. We have a different amount of the 400. That is called as a balancing figure. Till this you are clear? Can we move on to the next step? So next, balance sheet of a Balanco. That is a new company balance sheet. Your preference share from the 4 lakh. How we got a 4 lakh? Is a purchase consideration. From that we have divided into 2 equally. That is a 2 lakh, 2 lakh. So 2 lakh for the preference, 2 lakh for the equity. So that we are mentioning in our liability side. Again in a fixed side, how we got it? In there they have told that it was formulated accurate from the fixed asset and the stock. So that the both the value, if you tally the both the side equally, get it as a 4 lakh, 4 lakh. Next step, selling company journal. The first one, asset realization account, 5,72,700. How it is got it? In a balance sheet they are given as a fixed asset and stock. The value was 4,99,200, 73,500. Next one, purchase consideration. Why ma'am you have not taken liability? It's not have given in a liability of there. So we have only taken our asset over here. So purchase consideration, Balanco Limited, account debtor to realization account, 4 lakh, 4 lakh. Next, receiving the purchase consideration. How we are receiving? Through the equity share and the preference share. So equity share of the Balanco 2 lakh, preference share of the Balanco is 2 lakh. Totally it was a 4 lakh to the Balanco Limited. Next one, paying up to the winding up expense. So they are given as a expense of a liquidate. So your realization account debtor to bank account, 10,710, 10,710. Next one, discharge of the preference share, So preference share capital account debtor to preference shareholder 2 lakh 2 lakh. So the payment of a preference shareholder account debtor to share in a bank Balaco Limited 2 lakh 2 lakh. Similar entry we have to write for the equity share but including the reserves. Equity share capital 8 lakh, general reserve account 12 lakh 100. If you add both the things, the equity shareholder account debtor to 8 lakh 12,100. Now the loss. So they have given up P&L in a question. So we are writing it. Why we are mentioning as a loss? In a realization account we got the loss. For that is a reason we are writing in a journal as a loss. Equity shareholder account debtor to profit and loss 4,12,700. 4,12,700. Next step, realization loss. How we got it in a realization account. So equity shareholder account debtor to the realization account 1,86,900. 1,86,900. Final, the payment of the equity shareholder. The equity shareholder account debtor to 2 lakhs to the share of the Balanco 2 lakhs. Till this, the selling company is over. Next, we are moving to the purchasing company journal. So, purchasing company journal means we knew it easily. First is a purchase consideration, the purchasing the value. Next is the asset and liability. Next is the payment, and any expenditure is there or any creditor is there, we want to settle down. So, first one, for business purchasing, business purchase account debtor to liquidation of a Balanco 4 lakh 4 lakh. For asset takeover, fixed asset account debtor to stock account debtor to business purchase 3,40,000 plus 60,000. If you add, we will get it as a 4 lakh. The payment of a purchase paid, the liquidation of a Lal & Co Limited 4 lakh. How it was divided into two? One is to equity share capital, to preference share capital 2 lakh 2 lakh. Next one, for the liquidation expense, cash account debtor to bank account 10,710. 10,710. Settlement of the creditor, it's given here in the last of the adjustment. Full settlement. For that reason, creditor account debtor to bank account 81,340. 81,340. Till this, external reconstruction sums are over.